right, I want to come on this afternoon and talk to you all about something that I discussed with a friend of mine. And we were just talking about this word happy that's being expressed so much on social media. And I was sharing with her, we were sharing with each other and bouncing off of each other about happy and joy. Okay? I shared with her that studying behavior for so many years, which involves an enormous amount of psychology, an enormous amount of research, and getting to the cognitive portion of the brain. What makes us function? What makes the brain function? What makes us act in a certain way? And when you look at society and how people have used the internet to always make it seem as though everybody in the world is happy. This person is happy and that person is happy. But they don't understand the cognitive portion behind that, which includes two portions of the brain, which involves lying. Because most of the times when we see people, they're not really the person that they are behind the cameras, when they're not in front of people. And I'm not saying everybody, but there's an enormous amount of people who mask. And all of us do at some point. But since this is a big issue on social media, if everybody say, oh, they were so happy. Did you see so-and-so? She's so happy. Did you see so-and-so? He was so happy, or they were so happy. The spiritual side of me says, I don't want happy. I want joy. Because listen, happy depends on what's happening. Happiness depends on what's happening at that time in your life. But happiness is so temporary. You want joy. Because so many people are not understanding that many people are only showing the side of you that they want you to believe on social media outlets. But they break down behind the scenes. And if you look at people's facial expressions, you will see that most people are just living a lie on social media. Whether they take a picture, whether they show some kind of action where they enjoying themselves or whatever. Happiness depends on what's happening. You want your loved ones to find joy in life because that's a gift from God. Just like the spirit of discernment is a gift from God. People are only masking. A lot of people are only masking because they know what the public wants to see. The public's like to see the smiles and the laughing and, all these kind of things. Anything else would push them away. So you have to do the things on social media to draw people. And so you're just acting. If we get that full understanding of how the cognition of the brain works, we would understand a lot of people just lying. They're just lying right in the front of their viewers, and they're lying to themselves because they are not that happy. They're going through the moments and the processes of life, putting band-aids on their situations, whatever their thought processes are at the time. And they're masking before the world. Happiness only depends on what's happening. And I used a scenario with my friend, and I'm telling her, take the kids to mom and dad take the kids to the store, to the candy store. And the kids are excited because they're in there and they're picking up candy and they're ready to go home so they can eat this candy. And mom and dad does that when they get them to the car, and you can't eat the candy till you get home. So attitudes toward, they change in the car. And then when they get them home and they let them have some of the candy and they're enjoying it, then they say, no, you got to put away the candy because you got to go to bed. And all of a sudden, happiness is disappearing. It disappears in the car when they're told that they can't eat it in the car. They was happy in the store, but when they got to the car, emotions changed because something that they wanted was taken away temporarily. When they got home, it was given back to them again. They were happy once again. See, happy depends on what's happening. So the candy is taken again because you got to go to bed, and now you're mad and you don't want to go to bed. You 5 or 6 years old. We need to understand that as adults. People come in your life, and when they first enter your life, you just so happy. And all of a sudden, you start finding out this person or these people are not who I thought they were. And guess what? Happiness gone. Happy gone. Because it's only a mask for the emotions. At that time, you want joy. So when I hear people say that all the time, it begins to kind of irritate me. Because I understand what it is like for a person when they say they're happy. Because they're happy about what's happening at the moment. But that's only temporary. You want joy, because joy comes from the Lord. Being a behavioral analyst, I know through reading that a lot of what's shared on social media outlets is a lot of dishonesty or lying. And that's when we go into dealing with the complex cognitive, which is found in the frontal lobe of our brains, and then that prefrontal cortex. And you can look up this stuff on your own, but I wanted to kind of give you a definition of them just so in your own spare time that you can go out there yourself and look it up and look up some material on it. Stop just taking what people say and saying, oh, they just happy. So when something happens, everybody say, what happened? When something tragic happens, because they weren't really happening. They weren't really happy. They was just in the moment. People do that when they're trying to mask hurt and pain. Okay? So, complex cognitive and emotional processes in the brain that utilize the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system. Okay? The prefrontal cortex is basically the front part of the brain's frontal lobe. You can pull it up. It plays a crucial role in basically in our decision making, in our personality, in our emotions. That is what the prefrontal portion of our brain does. And then the limbic system, LIMBIC, is a group of interconnected brain structures that play a crucial role in processing emotions. In your own time, look those two things up, the limbic system and, and the prefrontal cortex. Read it on your own, and you will find how lying to yourself helps you to lie to other people through these phases of masking happiness. Because it only depends on what's happening, okay? Just want to share.